Right. So what we are going to talking about for this session is how to create a simple application that may be a hello world or that may be any one small application using React.js. Before going to that one, let me have discuss a little bit of about the basics of React.js. What is the purpose of that React.js? What are the features, or we can call the reasons why the people are selecting for React.js, how we are going to be setting that environment to run a simple applications through with the help of the environment, node.js and React.js. Without late, let me start it. Now here it is showing the installation process. Like we have the same, the books we are following, as well as I want to give the courtesy from different websites what we have collected the data, like with the different sources, and also from other Dr. Google sources, images also be taken. This is a common courtesy. Thanks to everyone. Now, coming to the React means what? Normally, before going to add the JavaScript, what actually a React means? Normal meaning of React means for a given input, for a given event, we had to be React for a particular thing to perform some action. So React is a declarative. In upcoming slides, we'll talk about more about the declarative. It's a efficient, flexible JavaScript library for building of user interfaces. So that is the main objective of this building of user interface. We are going to using React. Now it is open source. Everyone aware of that. Now whatever we are treating in React, it will be treated as a component. Like when you call HTML, we'll treat it as a tags. When we call as in script, we'll call for help of the functions. When we see any other programming, it is having their own structure. The structure, what we are going to be making, or we can call everything, the terminologies in React as a component. Did you have a created that component? Did you have created this component? Everything will treated as a component over there. Because what is a component normally? It is an executable thing. Directly it can be any dynamic changes has happened, automatically can done it. So it's a front-end library we can call. Now this will be used as a among the MVC architecture, model view, the controller is there, right? So among that, we are going to using one of the layer called as V, that is view layer. So React is not any framework. It's just a library, Java library, which is developed by Facebook for to solve a few problems, but not for maximum basic problems, not basic or complex problem. It can solve for basic. Simply, we can build a single page application with the help of the React. Most ever, we are going to using the reusability is more the UI, which is you are going to creating for user interfaces. More reusability will be there. The entire architecture of this React will be under the help of MVC, model view control. So it is focused on V rather than MC. Now, if you want to learn the React.js, what are the prerequisites is required? Or to run the applications, what are the prerequisites is? We have to be install the node packages. Nothing but we have to install the node.js, followed by a basic knowledge on HTML, CSS, JavaScript is enough to build any application. Coming to the next part, the top users of React.js. We have different users. Among that, we'll talk a few as per the discussion of today. So it's a virtual DOM, document object model, the JavaScript XML, JSX JavaScript, X stands for XML, one-way data binding, React Native, the declarative UI, component-based architecture, speed and efficiency, flexible. Let me discuss the 5 of the uses among that in detail. As I said, React.js is a virtual, creates a virtual DOM in memory. What actually this virtual DOM is? A document object model. Normally, when you want to manipulate anything in HTML tags, directly we are manipulating onto the browser. But what here in the React will do is, it create a virtual memory in the space of the React, and whatever the manipulations has done or doing by the user, it will be done in this virtual DOM. Once the manipulation has done it, it will again reflect it to the actual, the browser DOM. So we have two DOMs here, browser DOM or and virtual DOM. So React.js, instead of doing any manipulations in the browser DOM directly onto the browser, what we'll do is it will do some manipulations on virtual DOM, so that the memory space or whatever you are going to using, it will be speed up, and the things will be directly pushed, and executable things can be pushed through the browser, so that automatically can change it. That will be seen one example. Now virtual DOM exists in a lightweight copy. It acts usual of browser DOM. Only the difference is we can't directly, because what we are doing here is the React.js, the React is doing creating an object for that original DOM and making as a React virtual DOM. So it is same as the original whatever we have the DOM, but the power is directly we can't change the layout of the document. The React can't have access to directly change anything onto the browser. So anything if you want to change can done at the virtual DOM. So what is the use of that doing instead of directly at browser DOM? Instead of doing there, we are doing at the React virtual DOM means, because we are directly perform on the browser means it will be slow down. Anything happen over there dynamically, it will slow down. So to move faster, to manipulate, you have asked some changes, right? When you click on any checkbox, you are ordering some product. When you click on some checkbox, when you click on some radio box, where your options you are applying that I want red color mobile, or instead of that, I want to go for black mobile. I want to 4 GB instead of that 8 GB. Dynamically, you are changing some options over there. So to reflect automatically, it has to be to move on very fast. You can use this React one. The second feature is Java X is faster than normal Java. Java means JS. So how it is faster means it is normally JS is separate. Now it will be combined the markup language of HTML into this one and making as a React JS. Now what is a React JS means? It's a combination of JS plus HTML. Okay, that will be included inside this one. So see, you have a semicolon to be there for JavaScript and tags for the HTML. Both together making as a JSX. Okay. Now third use of this one is one-way data binding. What is the one-way data binding here called as? Here they're going to using the application architecture. React uses the architecture name called as Flux. So what is the use of this Flux is to control the data where you are going to be operating and control this data flow to the components via only one control point. That control point is called as dispatcher. For example, you have created your Amazon account yourself. You have created your Flipkart account yourself. Now, anything changes is happening. It will be the components, whatever you have selected, any purchase of that product. The data is going to be on one control point only. You are controlling yourself, your account. Any changes is happening, any manipulations you are doing on that particular product, it will be get the data for your Amazon account, whichever you have created. From that account only, from that your respective account cloud only, the data is going to be reflecting over there. It's a one-way data binding. In detail, if you see in the bottom, how the one-way data binding, how the two-way data binding. Once you request from any input field, that input field may be a text field, checkbox, text area, button, submit button, whatever. You submit it. Once you have raised the event, already are aware, mouse events or keyboard events, you raise the event. Now you are raising this event, automatically the event has triggered to this particular component of React. So this component will do is what? It will be making that one, so and so particular request has came from that particular user, making that component, and it will be watch any changes happen. For example, you have selected a product of black color, 4 GB of configuration with 15,000 cost. Now you change the color to red. Now again you change the RAM to 8 GB. Now automatically, what is the purpose of this washer is it will be reflect according to that one. No need to be again you are running. Hope you remember that in while you are purchasing any online, once you click on the particular options, changing that manipulation, changing the text box, changing the color, changing the configuration, or changing the cost or range, automatically what happened? It will be the page is not automatically we are going to page is reflecting. You are not refreshing again. The page you are not refreshing. Automatically the option when you are selecting, automatically it is changing. How it is happening? Some watcher is there based on the input you are going to be selecting from the input field. That input is anything. You are selecting, automatically the change has happened without refreshing without compiling again, without running the program. Okay. So that is called as one-way binding. In the two-way binding, what will happen is directly you can make washer. Instead of directly here, directly you can apply. How? You are not selecting any option, but you are moving the mouse toward to the option. Automatically the changes happen without clicking, without any event, without the event. Directly you are just moving the cursor over that particular option. Automatically it is changing, showing that one. So for input field, there is a washer, and for a component, a washer will be there. So the two-way data binding will not worried about now. It's a one-way binding. The fourth one, React Native. Native is nothing but if you want to develop not only this React for web development, web application means desktop application, but also you can apply, you can develop for mobile applications also, like for Android TV, or for iOS, Mac OS, tvOS, web, Windows, all many things, many different devices you can be developed. If it is support for multiple devices, mobile application development, then it is called as React Native. So React means it supports only for the desktop. If you want to go for the different devices, then it is a React Native. If you see the features, some of the, it's a cross platform. Already are aware, class platform is supporting for multiple operating system. So all these are the other features for React Native. The fifth one, declarative UI. Already had told you the one of the definition, declarative. It is starting itself. React is a declarative. What actually declaration means? Normally, it ends with semicolon, right? So when your code shows what you want to happen, when your code shows what you want to happen, then it is called as declarative. When your code shows exactly how to do what you want to happen, then it is called as imperative. See the example, you are calling directly, there is a logic. Directly without any calling function, anything, directly we are not declaring. You are not calling any function, declaration. Directly you are making some operation has to do, some computation has to do. That is a imperative. But in the declarative, you are supposed to do by going somewhere and complete that particular task. You are declaring something. You are just declaring. Where is the functionality? The functionality is depending on the way you are declare. So that's about the declaration over here. Declarative UI frameworks provide control structure developer used to manipulate the drawing of the user interface. Drawing of the user interface means you are selecting on that particular page of that particular desktop application or mobile application. You are selecting different options over there. So these are the some of the users of React. Now coming to the history of React, when it is started, we have a small graphical representation started in the 2011 by the Facebook for the purpose of news feed. Again, Instagram going to be also using this in the 2012 for build its website. In 2013, React was presented to JS. If you see this one, US as an open source. Again in 14, for it started a tour of conference has started. In again 15, Netflix and Airbnb has started this React. And in 2016, an error code system was introduced over here because its exceptions are more. They introduced adding a plugin, adding a one more module we can call 2016. React's error code system was introduced. In 2017, the version v16.0 was released. In 18, version 16.3.0. In 19, again a new version was released v16.8, which is adding a hooks, React hooks concept. Now in 2020, version 17.0 was released. Now current version, April 2022, version 18 as there. So whenever you are going to be running, definitely instead of the npm, we are going to using npx, where x is a executable current versions. These are the history how that React will be calling. Okay.